Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well. I'm noticing I'm a little low on camera, so minor adjustments. That'll be fine. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Looks like you can hear me okay. I actually might need to kind of bump that up a little bit, which is fine. At the same time, turn my speakers. Let's just put them on dim because I'm getting a little bit of slap because of I got this guy plugged in today in case we need to do any extra little vocal things. I also have my guitar cables and my guitar is close in case we need to add some little extra stuff here or there. I already saw that Michael's in the chat. There's Chris over on Twitch going Blarg. We got Kyle in chat as well. So how's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well. I'm just gonna kind of twist a little there. Okay. Yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Sorry for the nose scritchies. My allergies are being fun again today, but I'm not as scratchy. So that's it. That's what's in there. Okay, so I think we are pretty much at the end of this song. There are things that I want to redo and will redo. Some of that might happen today. Some of it might happen tonight when we're not on stream. It might happen tomorrow when we're not doing a stream. Maybe Thursday. But I think what we'll do on Thursday is actually change things up a bit. I'm curious what you guys think. On Thursday, I have another song to mix. So I'm thinking maybe this actually kind of tied into when I did the series of live streams on mixing with stock compressors or stock plugins, excuse me. I was looking for songs from people and users of Studio One, or actually just anyone really. So I have a song that was very nice. I like the sound of it. And so I'm thinking maybe to change things up a little this Thursday, we can kind of do like a rapid fire. I'm going to run through mixing that with no holds barred. I can use whatever kind of stuff I want, but I'll kind of talk you through as I'm doing it. Sorry, I'm just changing the mouse size. This way it's easier for you guys once we get over there. So let's go ahead and I've got this cool new thing which allows me to use one mouse and keyboard for multiple computers. So we can switch this over to here. Cool. Here we are inside of our session. So where do we leave off? Oh, I don't have my keyboard things on, so let me throw those on real quick so that everybody can see. Boop. There's my keyboard shortcuts. Okay. You'll have to forgive me if I keep moving around. Also, let me adjust this camera. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. It's a little bouncy. Sorry about that. Yeah, you're going to see me looking around because the microphone's right in the way of the screen. I mean, it's not in your guys' way. You can see what's going on, but it's in my way. And so if I need to look around, I'm going to look around because, whatever. So here's where we are. I did a couple little things just to kind of get a rough mix into place. And I really dropped like the background vocals. I did some minor tunings here and there just to adjust everything. I threw some decent compression on. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. I need to. Ooh. Am I just hearing? You're sending. But you're sending there, straight to here, and that should just be sending to you guys. I think all that noise you're hearing is probably just this mic, because it's going into my session and that's coming out my speakers. Hey, I have a feeling that I'm hearing my room bounce. So I wonder if I do. Nope, that won't. So whatever. Okay, background vocals. Man, it sounds, well, if you were ever curious what slapback delay sounded like, it sounds like this. I have a feeling you can hear it because I can, and it's the predecessor phenomena of feedback. Obviously the levels aren't too loud, but my voice is coming out of my speakers. My speakers are bouncing around in my room. That sound is coming back into my microphone, feeding back into the system. That's what feedback is. right now, it's not the point where it just like takes off and squeals. It's just slappy, and it's annoying for me. So, come here, you. Let's do this. So, hey, cool. Yep, hear it very well. Well, okay. I'll just make lots of different changes. It's no big deal. I'll use this mic. This way it's not driving me and you guys crazy. And then if we need to record, we'll just pull this guy in, which, let's squiggle him. Oh, where are you going to be out of the way? Over there is where you're going to be out of the way. Let's point this down a little at my face. Okay, so cool. Background vocals. We did some stacking. I did some like preliminary mixes. I did some tuning. On each of the background vocals, I have a 1176. This is the Waves CLA 76. Take a note of some of these settings. This is kind of a go-to standard for a lot of people. Not just that it's the bluey from the Waves, the blue 1176 or the blue face 1176. More importantly is the attack and release times on an 1176. We could redo this on like the stock fat channel fat compressor, but it is the slowest attack on an 1176 and the fastest release. Now, don't let that fool you, because 1176s of any make, model, build, emulation, anything like that are still ludicrously fast. 17 more mics to really capture that golden voice. I appreciate that. Thanks, Kyle. Also, Kyle, I'm glad to hear that the reducing of your filters is actually helping your room a little, but we'll get into that later if we want. 1176, they're always fast. Even at the slowest setting, its slowest setting is something like 50 milliseconds. It's still ludicrously fast for a compressor, but for a vocal, if you have it slowest on the attack and fastest on the release, it adds that glue that everybody's talking about. It just tightens everything up. So if we solo some stuff out, and you'll see this one happening. And I want you there with me, right there side by side. So, yes, it's heavy-handed right now, but for these background vocals, I just want them to kind of live where they live. I want them in their spot. Now, in the mix, it's not quite there yet, but you can hear it was kind of... let's just solo it again. Actually, I'm just doing these ones right now. And I want you. And don't mind the tuning. We're going to fix that later. And here's... Nope, not you. You. And I want you there with me, right there side by side. So it brings the breaths out a lot, especially when I really crank the... Hey, Mark. It really brings the breaths out, especially when I crank it like this. It's just showing you all the stuff that can all get cleaned up in editing. So if we're looking at these ones right now, I mean, if I really want, I can clean this up a little and get rid of a lot of this extra bit. Maybe just do like a little fade on that. And if I locate to it, or actually just the pre. And I want you. Again, there's that tuning thing that's going on. It's the one on the left, which is number 3. So this one's off a little. Let's get this 1176 out of here. Yes. I know. The new version is out. Get out of here. All right, I got you. It's this note right here. It looks like I didn't split it, so we can real quick. Or did I? Da, da, and I want. Oh, hey, what are you doing? And I want. And I want. And I want you there with me. So there's our low vocals in place. Now let's do like a quick comparison of that. This is with all of our compression going on, and it's the same thing on both sides, the left and right of these low vocals. But listen to like it's in place. So there is some bus compression going on as well with JST vocals. So let's slowly kind of add everything in. I'm gonna leave my de-esser on just because it doesn't matter. But let's listen to where it is. This is with nothing going on. So just like listen to how much we're gonna put these vocals kind of in their place. And I want you there with me. So there's differences in volume between the notes, and that's what we're trying to refine here. Is these are going to be background vocals and they're supporting the lead, but I don't want when I have them in the mix, and we're not mixing today, I'm just kind of showing you some things, but when I have them in their mix, when I set them where I want them to live there. So I'm going to go a little more heavy-handed on my compression and my limiting for my background vocal bus, because I'm going to put it there and I want it to stay there. And then I could just use some automation later, like volume automation, very simple, on the bus to bring things up and down as I need to, if I need to. And I want you there with me. So, volume differences. Let's throw our 1176s on. And I want you. And I want you. And I want you. So, in this instance, yes, there is a volume boost. The output of the 1176s is giving a little bit of a volume boost. That's not terrible. It's not something I'm totally against. If you guys want me to actually match that, yeah, less dynamic range to hold them in place. I want other things to be more dynamic. I don't want my background vocals to be. I can make them dynamic by doing some volume automation if I need to. But when I get them to where I want them there. That's kind of the way I approach a lot of things. Like if my drums are in a good spot, I might throw a limiter on them and be like, okay, here's your spot. You live here. Now, am I going to do any reduction on that limiter? Maybe not. But it's saying if anything tries to like get past or be crazy, you live here. This is where you live. And then we can always add some life back in with automation, riding the buses and volume automation and things like that. Sorry for all the face noises. So, I mean, very quickly we can kind of... And I want you there with... Slightly up. And I want you there with me. And I want you. And I want you. That's about matched right there. So you can hear that it's kind of like just really refining things and putting them where we want them. So let's do it a quick before and after again. So here's before. And I want you. And I want you. And then we'll throw a little bus action on. And I want you. And again, let's pin this here so you can see it. And we'll take this guy. So there is, I do have it on squashed. I could put it on blend, but in this rough, I just wanted to, a little bit of what's going on. But you'll see it's kind of heavy with compression. And I want you there with me. And then if we take both of these guys off. And I want you there with me. So again, volume boosts, but it's putting it where I want it. Yoop. Oop, not what I wanted to do. But anyway, that's where we are. So instead of talking about stuff like that, let's work together. We're going to listen to this thing. There are some things missing still. I haven't really touched it since our last stream. There's my beach ball. Boom, because it was going to save. Here we go. Let's listen to everything. Guys, make some notes. Send it in the chat if you think of something where you're like, maybe we should redo that. Maybe we could redo this. What if we add a little bit thing here, etc., etc., etc. Let's go back to the beginning of our song, and we'll listen. And we'll listen as a team. Just want to make sure it's not too loud. blasting off into outer space. I'm sick and tired of the whole human race, looking for a place to call my own. Everything was so screwed up at home, we're better off if we were alone. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. And I want you there with me, right there side by side. Take my hand, let's go together, set off forever. Don't have to be alone in space. If we're in it together, we can evolve into a stronger force. I don't want to deviate off course. We've got a plan and a vision to guide on our trip so we can divide ourselves from all we left behind. Think of all that we could build, a utopia with every dream fulfilled. There is nothing that we can't do out on our own. And I want you there with me, right there side by side. Take my hand, let's go together, set off forever. Don't have to be alone in space. If we're in it together, we can evolve into a stronger force. I don't want to deviate off course. Let your worries fade to gray as the world Loop is still on. Let's turn loop off and we'll pick it up from there. Let your worries fade to gray as the world fades away after the run. Take my hand, let's go together, set off forever. Don't have to be alone in space. If we're in it together, we can evolve into a stronger force. I don't want to deviate off course. Look, my love, what we've discovered in one another. Everything that we could want and more. Roller coaster of emotions, because it's you and me. I travel to worlds until infinity. Okay, that's where we are, minus the little snafu of the loop still being active in our bridge, which was very funny to listen to when it was happening. That's where we are. I made a couple little groups in there so I could just grab some guitars, make some minor little mix changes, whatever. Again, we're not mixing it. It's roughed in. Hey, Maria's here. Hi, babe. And she applauds. Thank you. So one thing I could do, and I don't know if you guys heard this, I very quickly, and here's something to keep in mind, or it's how I approach when I work on something that I've written. A lot of people struggle with the conflict, we'll say, that is mixing your own voice. You know, people aren't used to hearing their own voice outside of their own head. When you throw on headphones, it throws you off, things like that. Oh, look, Kyle and Maria, best of friends. Cool. For me, there's a way to approach it, and this goes for anything. If I'm singing something, if I'm doing the videos for you guys, if I'm doing any kind of like voiceover work, it's that conflict of how do you differentiate your voice and the work that you need to do on your voice from like your clients, and the confusion of like, well, here's somebody else's voice, I can listen to what I do and don't like out of there, but this is my voice and I don't like that, and there's this thing, there's that thing. For me, what works is treating it as if it's not me, and just turning off that thing of like, oh, this is me, I sang this, and oh, what's going on with my voice. I put myself in a different mindset to be like, okay, well, here's my client, here's their voice, here's their performance. How do I make this the best? And just kind of imagine that it's somebody else. This isn't me singing right here. It's some other dude. He's got a very similar voice to mine. That's cool, whatever. But my job is to make this sound as good as I can. So I'm not going to go in here and like really carve out different things and throw in a bunch of filters and stuff like that. I'm going to find the problems and I'm going to address them. So like if we listen to, oops, didn't mean to do that. Doesn't matter. If we listen to just the voice, and let's just go to boop, 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 chorus. So it's soloed right now. It's got a little bit of stuff going on, but who cares? Take my hand, let's go together. That. Right, just like Kyle said, you never actually sounds like what you think you sound like. Your head resonates when you speak. So there's other things that are happening when you speak that you hear, because it resonates into your ears and through the eardrums and all the other stuff. So when you hear yourself like, take my hand, let's go together. That guy's not me. He doesn't have my voice. It's very close, but that's not me. But it's addressing the problems. It's not critiquing what you've done. That's a different mindset. I'm critiquing what I've done in the performance, and I think I could do it better. But when it gets to like the mixing mindset, it's like, okay, well, what does this source need to be addressed? In this case, it was this 500 hertz, 524.62. That's where my nose lives, apparently. Or at least the nasal sound that was in this recording. Take my hand, let's go forever. Don't have to be alone in space. So, I mean, that's a drastic cut. That's 9 dB cut, which is probably way more than I would. So let's go with a 6 dB cut, and I can turn that on and off. Take my hand, let's go together, set off forever. Don't have to be alone in space. So this is also the same relative area of if somebody has like a little bit of a cold, right in these mids, like this 500 to 750-ish range. If somebody's got a cold, you can kind of scoop that out a little bit, and you'll help their head cold. I sound like Kermit the Frog. So does that mean you also sound a little bit like Ray Romano, and you also sound a little bit like Harold Ramis? 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 I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So yeah, if anybody has a cold when they're recording, and you're trying to just like scoop it out so they don't sound as like head nasally, it's right here in the mid range in this like 500 to 800, we'll say, or maybe even 400 to 800. Right in that area is where you're gonna hear all of that like nasal kind of thing. Now it's not like honky-ish. No, just Kermit. Hi-ho. Hi-ho. Nah. Take my hand. So like if we just deactivate this one, we'll throw another one on. If you're listening for like the nasal area is these mids, the exact mids. And then if you want like more of like a telephony kind of thing, it's going to be closer to like the 1-2K area. So if we boost this up, you'll hear it. Take my hand, let's go together, set off. So it's just things to know and things to understand when you're addressing. Take my hand, let's go together, set off forever. So yeah, that was what I was doing when we were listening back. Did you guys have any notes? Was there something that you heard that you wanted to address? Something you want to redo? I need to do harmonies. Well, we can kind of steal this. Ready? We'll do it for now. I'm going to hold down Option on my keyboard, or it would be Alt on a PC, and I'm just going to slide my pre-chorus over to here, and then I'm going to do the same thing for my chorus. I'm actually not. So let's hit Escape. Because I just want to, maybe we can very quickly go into here and get rid of the mixer. You guys, shunk. I want to make sure that I don't really cut anything off. So we're going to do some very quick and basic edits just by sliding everything in. We'll put little fades on as well, because why not? But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think, if there's any like major discrepancies that we should address. Let's do this and this and this. All you guys, boom. If you didn't see that, what I did is I selected all of the events that I wanted to go on. I also picked where I want everything to cut by just kind of clicking in the timeline. And then I hit Option X on my keyboard, or on a PC that would be Alt X, and that'll put a cut at your playhead of the selected events that you have going on. So now I can kind of easily, everything is lined up. All these guys, oops. And then let's kind of just shift, select all of these. All of these guys are all going to be selected, and they're all going to end at the exact same time, and just a quick little fade. So now that we've done that, and I can show you again over here, if I want everything cut, I'm holding Shift and clicking for all these guys, and now I'm at my playhead, cut, there it goes, delete, and then I can do the same thing. I'm going to Shift, clicking down, although I don't want those guys. I do want to be careful, because if I had, I wanted you to see this. If I had these two sections selected, watch what happens if I put a fade out on. Is we'll get a fade out over here as well. Let's do this. So watch this guy. Let me see if I can scroll over a little. If I fade out, oh, look at that, it didn't do it. Cool, maybe they actually updated that, because it used to be that if you did something like that, it would fade out all of those events. So that's probably a fix, which is awesome. So there, everybody's lined up. Everybody's got fades. Let's go to the start. We can clean this guy up a little. Why are you guys all so far off? And I want you. And what did I do? What did I do? I like a bit less slap on the kick, bit more big round vocals in the chorus, and hair more choir in the middle. Yeah. That's all mix things that we can do. Really, what we're trying to refine is performance stuff. Actually, let's undo that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to grab this and I know why it's doing that. It's because I don't have everything lined up. Boop. Like right on the grid like that. And so I was trying to align and it wasn't really working. So we're just going to slap everybody there. And now, shoom. If I slide this over, beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. It should line up very nicely. So there we go. You got to watch your edits. If something's like kind of overlapping or it's stretched out to either end and you try and just fly things in like that, it's not going to line up. So now that we've done that, let's just double check our chorus. See, here's another guy. He's going to be a problem. For this one, I just double clicked at the timeline and it also will give you a cut at your playhead. So like here, let me show you on this guy at the end. If we just want to goosh, double click, got rid of that guy. Boom. And it's doing both tracks because I have things into groups. Except for those ones, apparently. So then I can fly my chorus vocals over. Let's let it do its thing. I know all of these background vocals were performed on the 414. So for verse 2 stuff, we've got a plan and a vision to guide. If I need to throw anything in there, I'm going to have to put it on that mic. Because if I do it with this one, it's going to sound different, which might not be bad. But it's not what I want to do to keep things consistent. Let's take my hand, let's go together, set off. Cool. Now we're going to check the end to see if we can, whoop, and kind of overlap them like that. Let your worries fade to gray as the world fades. Cool. And then you guys were saying more chorus in this part. That's part of the mix. We'll take care of that when we need to. We're going to fly. We do have to, and I might not do it now. I might do it. Whoa, why are you way over there? That's not where I told you to go at all. Oh, because it pulled the chorus. For some reason, it grabbed all those. Oh, so, okay. Not a big deal. Oh, that's why. Okay. Boop, beep, boop, boop, beep. And yeah. Okay, so I'm going to fly these ones over. That looks like it goes there. And I'll have to re-perform everything for this. Oh, my goodness. That shouldn't have been something I did to myself. We'll have to re-perform the chorus for background vocals because all the words are different. So flying this one in isn't going to work. I am curious, though. Come on, save, finish saving. There we go. Now, it's a different... it's not going to work. I was going to see if I could steal my choir vocals, fly them into this last chorus so like the choir can kind of keep doing its thing. It probably won't work, but as a test and a proof of concept... Or actually what we could do, let's just undo it after it does its thing. Undo. I'm going to make a new bunch of tracks underneath. So I'm holding, again, I'm holding down Option. It would be Alt on PC. This probably isn't going to work. Yeah, I wanted it to make a whole bunch of new tracks. But we can just, we're going to just duplicate tracks like this. And we're going to do it a few times because I need the extra tracks to be able to stack what I'm trying to do. So what I want to do is get rid of these guys so you not... Interesting. They're linked because I did duplicate tracks complete. Redo. Just undoing and redoing. So actually what we could do is these and this and this and this. And this and this and this is let's just duplicate these tracks. Boom. That's what I wanted. I shouldn't have done complete because it grabbed absolutely everything and linking the events to the tracks themselves. And now what I'm going to do, now I'm holding Option. I'm going to drag these guys down to here. So it's probably not going to work, and I'm going to undo everything. Cool, it does have all my my compression things going on. I just want to hear how a choir into the chorus sounds. It's probably going to be real sloppy because the timings are all different, but hey, it gives us an idea of if this something like this will work. As the world fades away after the run, take my hand, let's go together, set off forever. Don't have to be alone in space. If we're in it it's actually not terrible. After the run, take my hand, let's go together, set Undo. Why are you all linked? Interesting. Again, they're still linked to the other guys because I think they're in the groups. Yes, these ones are all in the groups. So, group assignments. So I can undo the group for these ones. Let me... Because I don't want to dissolve the group. I just want to get rid of them. I just want to take these ones out of the group. So, hang on. I got to remember that one. That one is something I don't remember. Is getting... I don't want to dissolve the group. Group selected tracks. That's that. I want to adjust my groups. Group assignments. Nope, that's not it. You are all of those. But how can I change who's in the group? Well, for now, what we'll do is we'll just turn all these groups off. And that's what we're going to do. Because instead of it being linked as a group, we'll just turn the group off and disable that for now. Let's see, we started at 11, and we went to here. So maybe what we could do is choir 1. And now I'm just going to copy all of that. Copy, tab 2. 3, 4. You get the idea. Oops. Cool. So now we can go ahead and make a new group and call it choir. Now all these guys are going to be linked, and that's fine for now. We can actually just give a nice little volume bump. Because that's essentially what I was trying to do. Maybe I'll copy all these things over so that I was talking about this on the other stream. I want my choirs to be different because I'm going to do different things with them when we get into the mix. I'll handle all that some other time. But I just wanted to prove a concept for in the chorus if we can kind of have the choir ringing over. Maybe this is something we put into chorus 4 just to give it a little spice. I wanted to get to the end of the bridge.
Fades away after the run. Let's go together, set off forever. Don't have to be alone in space.
So I think the concept is there. You know what? If we actually move this over to the last chorus, because there are no background vocals in there, you'll really hear like what I hear. And the notes may or may not work. Show group assignments flag. Oh, show group assignments flag. Hang on. Show group assignments flag. Additional views. Hang on. Windows. You're going to have to tell me exactly where that one is. I don't think I've used that one enough. Show. That's just into there. Hang on. Let's do this. Show group. Show group assignment. Channel components. Show group assignment. Oh. Well, you know what? Oh, dissolve group. We don't want that. Suspend all groups. That doesn't exist. Okay, Command, Control, G. That's going to be for me. Look at that. Just made a keyboard shortcut. Oh. Oh, look at that. Oh, because it's part of the channel thing. You see it there. Okay, so. Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, if we turn these guys back on, that's cool. And then, beep. Oh, and I have them grouped already, so I only have to do the evens. Cool. All right, Kyle, thank you. Phantasmaphonic Will's here. Everybody say hi, Will. I hope you all went and checked out his channel. He's got some killer stuff. Will, I think you're going to like this. I flew my choir vocals in from the bridge. So these ones over here.
Let your worries fade to gray.
I flew those into our last chorus, which doesn't have background vocals on it right now because they're different lyrics. I need to reperform it. But I wanted to fly these vocals in to add a little ear candy. So here's the actual proof of concept for everybody. I just got to move this over. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like what this is doing. Let's do this. All right. Add a bus for you guys. Choir bus. That's not how you spell choir. Choir bus. This is going to go... We're going to put this one straight to the mix bus, which is going to you guys. So now, you guys are all going to choir. We need to do some stuff. I should have packed these into a folder. I'll probably redo all this later. All you guys are now going to be a different color because you're a different thing. Pretty. There. Beautiful. Right click. Change the color. Correspond. Cool. There we go. Let's do a thing. They all have their compression on. So let's just do... let's do a little bus glue. And we're going to slam this thing. And I want it to be... let's blend it. And let's go a little heavy with it. Let's see. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Let's just... no, this one. Not dissolve. I want to suspend. I thought that was... There it is. That's my keyboard shortcut. I think it's a default as well. It's Alt and the numbers across like the keyboard will temporarily disable a group. Sounds lush. Thanks, dude. I just want to take all these guys and I'm going to slam them to 0 and then we can kind of rebalance real quick and then we can blend it in as a group with our bus over here. Okay, so obviously crazy loud. We'll get it situated. Okay, these are our highs. Oop, not that one. I'm clicking too fast for my own good. So I'm going to bring these down. Like I said on the other one, when we're doing mixes and stuff, your highest harmonies or your highest choir or anything like that, that's going to poke out in your mix a little bit more. So you just want to be careful with those ones. So I'm going to drop these guys. Arbitrary number. We'll find a spot. Because these ones also have very similar notes. And then if we're going to go there, which we should since we're here, you have to think of how a choir, like if you go and attend any kind of like orchestra or choir performance, how they're set up is where they're standing and everything. And we can kind of assign things from there. So we can take like our lows and put them like right in the middle-ish. We're going to push them out to the sides a little because we want it to make room for our lead vocals. Our highest ones are going to be way out. So that's going to be these guys. Or are they sopranos? Altos and tenors are usually outside. Basses and sopranos are generally towards the middle. So we're going to push these ones just outside of the basses. I want the basses towards the middle. I'm going to have the sopranos kind of a little bit outside of those. So let's just try, whoops, why did I do that? Let's try 30. And then we'll take our, so our altos I think are these ones.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, so instead of these guys all being wide like that, let's take these ones and bring them in a bit. And so, in theory,
Whoa.
So these guys are close to the middle. Was just going to say not to slam everything left and right. Yeah, no, this is all creative mixing stuff that we're doing. So, you know, like we said, think of how a choir is set up or how an orchestra is set up, where, you know, they're in specific spots for a reason. And I'm pretty sure the basses, if I remember correctly, the basses are towards the middle for voices. It doesn't matter if it's left or right. They're just generally towards the middle. And I believe the sopranos are also close in, but our sopranos are going to be just a little wider than our basses. Then the tenors and altos are towards the outskirts, I believe is how it usually is. So here's our basses.
Whoa.
With our sopranos.
Whoa.
Let's just kind of blend it a little nicer.
Whoa.
Okay, let's add our, let's put our tenors in.
Whoa.
These actually probably more so are altos.
Whoa.
Oops, undo. Eh.
Whoa. Whoa.
And then let's bring our last guys in.
Whoa.
So these need to come down just a hair. I feel like these can come up slightly.
Whoa. Whoa.
Let's make things nice and pretty. Ooh, you know what? Let's do our trick. Instead of it being there, let's do this one. Slide this all to each one of these. And then, oh, undo. Grab our things and pan them differently. So this way, like anything that's going far right is actually going to the left side of the reverb. So we're just doing that real quick. You are going to the right, so you're going to go to the left-ish. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be relatively close. You're going to go over here. You're going to go over there. And you two are going to go here and there-ish. Cool. So that's slamming everything in. So now let's just find a general spot for our choir to sit in this part. Excuse you. That was... Wait a second. Wait 1 second. Of course, you're going to do that now. That's fine. You're all going here. Huh. What did I just do to myself? Let's grab all of you. Okay. Okay. Very interesting. Mono. Did I grab the mono one? Ah, curses. That's not what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to experiment with this a little. If you guys don't have, this is the Waves MV2. This is a compressor, but it's two compressors really. It's fun and it's interesting, and I wanted to mess with it because you can compress as a normal compressor would with the high level control here, or you can take the low level control, which is everything that's below your thresholds, and that's what this slider is. That's what gets compressed. So this is actually on the reverb. And that's kind of what I want to do is I just want to squish it a little from the top and mess around and bring up kind of the bottom level just to have the reverb be a bit more lush. So it's definitely something. Maybe not what we need right now. Maybe. It's in there. I'll mess around with that. I'm going to have some fun with it. Also, I'm not even listening to things like kind of cleaned up in my room. I'm going to throw my little correction on. Now, you guys won't hear that at all. That's literally for me. I've talked about this before. Generally, a high pass and low pass filter going into the reverb. So yeah, that's the Abbey Road, or what is Don's the Abbey Road trick. We can do that real quick. Let's throw a fab filter in. I'm just going to slam them over. And so what Kyle's talking about is generally something like this. I'm going to throw a high pass and a low pass on. For the low pass, and now you can kind of blend this to however you want. I'm going to bring this way up. Actually, on this one, I'm going to bring it up higher than you probably normally would. I'm going to bring it up to about 500. And then for the low pass filter, I'm going to bring it down to about 10 or so, maybe 12. So now let's just listen to the reverb. Look, my love, what we've discovered in one another. Everything that we could want and more. Look, my love, what we've discovered. So. Look, my love, what we've discovered in one another. I think I have some extra compression things going on. But yeah, that's kind of like the Abbey Road trick, they call it, where you just throw like some filters in before your reverb, which I think I did a little. Oh, no, I didn't. So this is the reverb I have on right now. It's a 244 or the FG244 with the large concert hall B. I think I messed with the decay and the pre-delay a little. So that's actually throwing things off a little bit for me. Hang on. The MV is throwing things off a little bit for me, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Maybe I'll put that onto like a track itself. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the edit. So, boom. Just going to drag that down and stretch him out a little. These are my lead vocal ones, so I'm okay with just doing this and just dropping it onto another, because I also know that I have pretty much all the same things going on, minus the EQ. So I just select all, click and drag, boom. Now my EQ is copied from the one onto all the others. Same same general thing. I'm going to get rid of some of my mids, and I'm especially going to do this. I'm actually probably going to be a little bit more aggressive with it because I don't want it getting in the way of the lead vocals. So the lead vocal can have a little bit more of like that nasal sounds that came out with my performance, but these choir vocals, I do want to get rid of them a bit more just to have the room for the lead vocal. And I'll make it a little wide-ish as well. Nice little high shelf as well, just to give a little presence. Or actually what we could do, which could be nice, maybe we'll put this after because I do have some bus compression going on. Come on, change over. There you go. And then let's give a little color and character. Again, we're not really mixing. We're getting ideas of things that we could do if we want a little color going on in here. Let's do something like the virtual mix rack. And you could kind of do this with anything, but I'm thinking like some Neve character. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I'm pulling up the virtual mix rack. Once it comes up, there it goes. Get out of here, you. So I'm going to do, I do want to have like a fair amount of that color. So first things first, VCC, because this is a, we could do this. You can do a VCC bus. I want the Brit N, and I'm going to add some more color than I think, just because I can. Then I'm also going to do an FGN. And at the ends, I'm just going to put some trimmer on because I have a feeling I'm going to push this a bit more than I want. So, because I want some shimmer. So that's not bad. Again, a little bit more compression, a little EQ. Let's go back into that. Where was it? So we have some color going on. Let's do this. Let's solo this out. So let's just go ahead and we'll throw things in one at a time. Okay. We'll go to our fab filter. We're using the, we can use faders to be more of like an EQ because we know we have all of our voices like kind of spread out a little. But like I said before, this fab filter is kind of just cutting some room. It's a very wide cue. It's cutting some room for the lead vocals. So that's what this one is doing. So following that, we have a little compression limiting going on. And really not a lot going on. Then that's followed by, and we'll slowly start bringing these things in, and you'll hear like the color that I have going on. Duh. So once again. let's add some EQ. It's a bit much, so I'm going to scale back a little bit of, our high shelf. It got a little crunchy for me. I don't know if you guys heard that. So we'll kind of hone that in again, a little bit more compression after. And then we're just kind of putting it back into its place. So, before. After. And then before in the mix. After in the mix. So having like the high shelf on there really helps them kind of shimmer above everything else that's going on. And that's generally something that I kind of want when we get to the mix. I keep doing a lot of mix things right now, but like I said before, we're kind of finalizing what we've done in the recording and the writing and all of that. So I'm shifting mindsets to go from recording, writing guy into producer, engineer, mixer guy. You have to be able to shift your mindset like that. So you can see like the evolution of everything. As kind of like a last little thing, we're gonna I'm gonna break it down how we got to where we are with this whole thing. Let's do that so we can see everything. I'm going to get rid of my mixer. So just to remind everyone how everything started is this idea that I had. This is something I recorded on my phone. So we're going back to episode 1. Here's the idea I had. It was on my phone. Let's locate to it and actually come up to where it is. Everything started with this. Developing a sound to fit the song. Exactly. So everything started with just this little riff I recorded on my phone. You can hear my foot tapping away. You can hear me I didn't have my guitar plugged in. I didn't even have the acoustic guitar. I had one of my electric guitars and I was just noodling. Noodling, technical term. So we went in and we tracked that first. Now let's just turn everything off. That's a little too scratchy for me. I'm probably gonna change a lot of this stuff later. Treble. Let's pull that treble back. It's a little scratchy. These are not the final sounds for all the guitars, but we tracked that. Then we started writing some rhythm guitars to go with it. We came up with our chord structure thanks to Johnny Lipsham. He came in and told us what key we were in, so we added these guitars in. And that's where we started. We started writing this. We had our chords. We had our little noodly lick. We threw a bass line in, and then we programmed some drums into it. Then we just kind of went real simple. When we got to the verse, again, it's just guitars and bass and drums going on. There's not a lot going on outside of the vocals that are going on. We threw all that together. Then we got into our pre-chorus. And in our pre-chorus, we did add some synths. And we added an extra guitar, which is this one. So I'm going to put the other guitar in first. So we had that little lead line in the guitar, and then we also had our synths in. So here's our synths that we added. Very subtle right now. So we have all that. Let's just put all of our stuff in right now, because at this point it doesn't matter. Actually, what we can do is not have everything soloed and just mute the vocals. Ooh, that confused me. I don't like having my buses all the way over here. It should be. Nope, undo. You guys actually just need. Whatever. Again, I'm going to change that later. So, you know, we added stuff in. Hang on, let's get rid of our mixer real quick. We have more guitars in the pre-chorus. We have our synths. Then we doubled up our layers of guitars in the chorus and changed the synth sounds. So it is the same part, but there's going to be like a different amp sound. I think it was a different guitar. I'm changing a lot of the stuff. Mark Holly, I'm going to guess that is. All of my tunes start off with a phone recording as well, then put into S1 as a template and build, just as you've been showing. It's how I like to do it, if you know, because I never know when I'm going to come up with an idea. So it's great. You can just pull your phone out, throw it on a desk, grab an instrument, start getting some stuff out. I have a keyboard out in the other room. If for some reason, like, I do something there, again, I could throw my phone on top of the speaker and just have it record from there. So yeah, there's our chorus. It's got our synths. It's got our guitars. Let's add those things in. So there we go with that. Then we get into the second verse, and we have a different guitar part that we added in. Yep. And other synth parts. A lot of these sounds will probably change. They're not going to change drastically. We're going to EQ them and do that. Yes, proper pronunciation. Yes! Nailed it. Thanks, Mark. Audrey, hello. How do you get this nice distortion sound on guitar? What amps, hymns, plugins do you use generally? That's a great question. Let's dive into where we are very quickly. Now, these are probably not going to be the final ones, but right now, because I am a Slate everything bundle guy, I'm using the THU amps for a lot of these, but I just got, I'm going to stretch this out a little, and you can see I'm using just like the cabs that are in here, but I think what I'm going to start doing, I just got let's throw it on these guys real quick, hang on. Let's see if we want to, I think I want to bypass, I forget how, I don't really use this, oh here, I could do that. And the delay is after the fact, so that's off. Actually, all this stuff is off right now. Ooh, there's that sound. That's the sound of a guitar amp not going through a speaker cab. And I'll just do it with our left guitar real quick. And I just got Studio Cabzilla from GGD. Did it load? Did it miss? Let's see if it loads. Cool, got it. So I'm going to have some fun with this. I kind of want to figure out some sounds. I do want a 2x12. Actually, I think where is it? The Angled has the GK. Let's try something like that. So that changes the sound of the guitar entirely, is the cabinet that it's coming out of. So for most of these, I am using the Slate THU to get the amps. There's a couple in here. Let's see. I had the ML Sounds amped roots. This is the free one. that they partnered with Ryan Fluff Bruce for this. I have that bypass right now. I might go back to some of those. I think I also used here. I was experimenting on this one, so I tried using Ampire. It was not bad. It definitely got us some sounds that we were going for, but it didn't work for what I wanted. Then I went to, oops, that's a preset. I want to change a plugin. Here is the, this is the Black Rooster Audio. This is essentially, it's an orange cab emulation. And then you can turn the cabinet on and off with this. And I think I followed that up with, this is an IR loader from Lancaster Audio. Again, it wasn't quite what I needed at the time, so I did wind up just throwing the Slate THU onto here, and that's the one that we settled with, but it's not going to be the final one. And then all of my guitars are into this bus here, and I just have a little bus compression going on with an LA3A style thing. This is the one from Waves, the CLA3A. And it's set to compressor, not limiter right now, and it's really not doing a lot. If we're going to take all of our guitars, and I think which has the most guitars in it? I'd say a chorus. So it's getting at about 3 dB of compression right there, which is probably way too much, but again, this isn't mixed. So most of the guitar sounds are coming through like a lot of the Slate THUs. For bass, again, we're using a THU, but I think, we did go with a Bassman on this one. I might change that as well, and I'm probably going to duplicate it to give different sounds. I'll have a bass low, a bass mid, and a bass high, or a bass grit, or something like that. And this is also getting a little Pultec action after that for our guitars and bass. Then some of the last things that are going on. Okay, so this is where we're building everything. We have a little guitar part. Same thing there. And then once we had like all of our synths in, which the last few were over here in the bridge. A lot of very similar things. A lot of just following the riff, but the riff isn't happening on a guitar, it's happening on a synth now. And then we started adding vocals, and we're just going to pop all these guys back in instead of like revealing them one by one. Maybe we can just kind of mute and unmute later.
Let your worries fade to gray as the world fades away after the run. Stronger force. I don't want to deviate off course. Look, my love, what we've discovered in one another. Everything that we could want and more. Since setting off, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. Because it's you and me. I travel to worlds until infinity.
All right, one last thing I want to do, because I do have to end, but I want to try something real quick with all of these guys. Beep, 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 boop. I'm going to hold down Option or Alt on a PC. I'm going to drag them over again. It's going to duplicate them all. That's cool. I just want to pull... Actually, I think I want the last one. I'm going to find a rough spot.
I travel to worlds until infinity.
I need to have this happen about here.
I travel to worlds until infinity. I travel to worlds until infinity.
You can see what I'm going for, can't you?
I travel to worlds until infinity.
I think the idea is there that with infinity, there's going to be like another choir of stuff. Let's go. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Escape. I wanted to hold shift and move these guys over.
I travel to worlds until. I travel to worlds until infinity.
yeah, the length isn't there. So I'm just going to undo a bunch of times. Oh, let's just redo one. The length isn't there, but the idea is there. Let me come over here, and I'm going to click this guy, and I'm going to say that's where we're going to have to call it for today. As always, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and spending some time with me. I know what my homework is. Background vocals in verse 2, background vocals in chorus 4. And honestly, I am going to redo this lead vocal. I'm not thrilled with the performance that I did because it doesn't have the emotion. I did it late at night while the kids were asleep, so I couldn't really do it. I'm going to have to do it during the day at some point so I can actually be kind of loud and get that emotion out there. Will, thanks so much, dude. So yeah, those are my notes, and then what we'll just kind of readdress things from there. So we're not going to do this song on Thursday's stream. What we'll do on Thursday is we'll get into another mindset of mixing, but we're not going to do this song. We're going to do another song that's already done. It's not my song. I didn't write it. I actually got it. And I'm going to show you guys how in about an hour I would kind of very quickly go through kind of setting up a mix and getting it pretty close to there. I'm going to try and not harbor on things, and I'm going to do my best to talk you through what I'm doing as well and why I'm doing it. I'm not going to be using only stock plugins. I'm going to use everything that I have to get the sound that I want from when I hear that song. So that'll be some of the stuff that I'm going to do. That's what we're going to approach on Thursday. I hope you can come back and join. We're going to start again at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check your local listings for your time zone. Whatever, I don't know. So that's where we're gonna call it for today. Ordre, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Ordre, you're very welcome. I hope that you learned some things. It's really about, it's the combination of stuff when you're getting guitar sounds. You can have some fun. You can change things up. Yes, a different amp will change things. Yes, a different guitar will change things, but it's really everything in the line, even a different cab and a different speaker inside that cab. Everything changes the guitar sound. So you do have to do a bit of experimenting, and that's something I'm going to do. See you in the call. Yeah, I'll see you on the call, Chris. I'm going to go hit the restroom before we have to go on call. That's why I need to end, is because we have a work call that I need to do. Kyle, thanks for hanging out. Michael, I hope to catch you on Thursday. Yes, I hope you can join. Again, thank you all for coming and hanging out, spending some time. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your friends. Take care of your neighbors. Reach out to people you haven't reached out to in a while. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a great day and a great Wednesday.